Whoa, cool. Grizzly.
Shrivels. Fruit fully contracted. Shrivels. Fruit fully contracted. Accelerate my aging. Thank you.
Shrivels. Fruit fully contracted.
Shrivels. Fruit fully contracted.
Take a chance and take the quiz.
It's right below bed.
Right to your door.
It's right below bed.
Download anymore.
It's right below bed.
'Cause you got so much love.
It's right below bed.
Let's go ahead and accelerate my aging.
Shrivels. Fruit fully contracted.
Oh my God, what's happening to me?
Oh, I love my cat. Oh, I love my cat. But my cat doesn't care about me. Yes, I love my cat. Yes, I love my cat. But he does not care about me. He's an outside cat. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's an outside cat. But my cat doesn't care about me.
Yes! Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Shout Out Show. Your weekly podcast for all things positive. I'm Aisha Alfa. Hello.
I'm Wynter Spears. Hello.
Hi, and I'm Sophia Zolan. And for the next hour, we will spreading the word about things we dig.
Ding, ding, dong. I don't know whose ding that was, but that was perfectly timed.
That's mine. I don't know how to turn this off.
I love it. I love it. Well, we'll keep going and tell people that each week we share at least 6 things that make us so happy. We have to tell the world about them. We just must, we must, we must. We must. And it is a judgment-free party zone of positivity and joy.
And as always, the more you engage and comment throughout the show, the more you're likely you're willing to get a prize.
Oh, there's a prize. Oh my goodness. The prize is very good this week. I know what it is. So I'm very excited about it. And to top it all off, we also have a very special guest each week that comes on and shares a wonderful mantra. So make sure you stay for that. Now buckle in. Get ready. The time of your lives. Wynter's gone.
I was like, is Wynter frozen again? Because she was like this.
Wynter freezes in the best possible way that you described every time. Like you never know. She'll be like,
I know.
And you're like, wait a minute, is Wynter just like really, really cool and is just not making any facial expressions? Or is she gone?
Yep.
It's
and
ridiculous.
I feel like we say when we freeze that we're like
That's how I freeze every single time. I just realized my computer was not plugged in. I do not want to pull a Wynter and just disappear on you.
No, I'd just be like, oh God.
You just start like slowly falling on your
Everybody hurts. Why did I go to that?
I made it back, guys. I made it.
Wynter just had to quickly go pick up a pizza pie. She came back. Everything's fine. It's fine.
Marcel said, what's the link to Wynter's Wi-Fi fund? Yes, please. Can we?
Right, guys. I've been working on it all week. All week I've been working on the Wi-Fi. All week, just for you.
For real.
Cheryl said she got her prize.
Oh yeah. She actually posted about it. Thank you, Cheryl. Speedway. If people don't know who Cheryl is, Speedway CJ42. She posted about getting my album that I sent her as a prize from last week, and about some other albums that she was playing. And it was a delightful post. Thank you so much, Cheryl. I hope you enjoyed it.
Cheryl, you're the best.
Yeah.
I just got Marcel's thing that said, "What's the link to Wynter's Wi-Fi fund?" Perhaps I need a Wi-Fi fund as well. If I'm just getting that now.
Oh my.
Oh, and Sarah's here. Hi, Sarah. Sarah's also a hilarious comedian living in the LA. She hosts great shows. The LA. I was going to say the T dot because I am so used to saying, like, when I was in Toronto, when I was hosting shows, like, these people are from the T dot. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm not.
What do you call it? The T what?
The T dot. T dot O dot.
Oh, the T dot O dot. Okay.
I don't know if you guys heard, but Drake's from there.
Oh my God, crazy. That's like in Maryland. I'm from Maryland, outside DC, and you specify which county you're from. So we Montgomery County, and we call it MoCo. So it's just like MoCo represent.
It sounds to me like Coco, and I was like, oh my God, I would love a Coco. Also, Wynter is frozen. Everyone take a picture and send it to her. See, she freezes in perfect pose. It's
I know.
ridiculous.
I couldn't tell if she was just like very much paying attention to us, or I was like, wow, I'm so interesting. This is good for my confidence.
The best is though when Wynter does come back in, she's always as if she's been talking the entire time she's frozen. She just comes in like, and then I said to him, I know. Like, what is happening? There she goes. She'll be back, everybody. Don't worry. Wynter comes and goes. That's sort of, we call her come and go Wynter. Come as you please, go as you please. She's like an indoor-outdoor cat. You can't control her. You can't. Let her do her thing.
Oh my gosh. So walking.
Okay, we were going to talk about walking. I feel like Wynter her coming and going has taken over. But yes, I don't know. I think everyone's going through this right now because now in LA, at least, gyms are also closed again, which I think makes sense because I don't know why you would go to the gym and breathe all over people and touch sweaty things and,
Not worth it.
and shower together. I don't know. I mean, like,
now you have a perfect excuse not to go to the gym. You're like, I would, but just Corona.
But everyone's walking now. And as like a form of exercise, Wynter is back. Great. We're talking about walking, Wynter, as you know. Yes. But yeah, like everyone's going for walks. It's like a thing now. Everyone's making their daily walks, right?
I'm walking like 4 miles a day. I'm trying. For 18 days in a row, guys. 18 days in a row.
And you're a little rebel because you go at nighttime when it's dark. I'm always like, carry a knife.
Sophia actually carried scissors though one time when you went for a walk.
Wow.
I did. I read like one little story about somebody getting abducted, and I was like, carrying scissors from now on.
For everybody who's out there, whenever Wynter and Wynter's frozen again, looking angelic, I might say. But they go for walks and we text each other so that we know if someone goes missing. I go for walks during the hot heat of the day when my kid is awake. At least 2 walks every single day for at least like a mile and a half each, I'd say. Probably more. But it's like, it's free.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. And I live like near some nice trails, so I try to go on hikes as a lot. But you know what? Another thing that's interesting that happens to me on walks. Okay, so I don't know what this says about me, but numerous times I've had women pull over and then suddenly say, "I have to give you a psychic reading." like
I had that happen a couple times, but not a lot. Is there something about you that like gives off a great aura?
Well, at first I was like, am I special? And then I've been like, am I sad? Like, why are they targeting me?
I love it. Am I a victim? Do I look like a victim?
There she is.
She's back.
Guys, you were my witnesses. This internet connection was solid the whole time we were before the show started.
Cheryl made a suggestion. She said, do you need a Wi-Fi extender? She had to get one for the room she's in, and it helps a lot. Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you, Cheryl. I'll look into it. Yeah. I've been making the calls and calling the people.
Shutting out Wi-Fi extenders right now.
Hello. Glendale needs to get it together.
Right.
Okay, so let's get into our shout outs because we've got some good ones this this week. My first shout, I always feel like I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot my cards to hold up, and I forgot.
Yeah, I know.
The whole team doing that for us now. My first shout out of this week is, speaking of people being cooped in their houses, winter's frozen. Speaking of people being cooped up in their house.
I love how you drop it though. I just in the middle of a sentence. Like, and frozen and
okay, so my first shout out is Michter's whiskey. A big bang boom. I don't know if anyone, look at that fancy ass bottle too. I don't know if anyone else, I liked wine before, and it was like, that was my thing. I enjoy wine. I used to go on wine tours. My father loves wine and knows so much about it. Now I've gotten into whiskey, and it is a whole new world. A new fantastic alcohol. Are you a whiskey drinker? Yeah, we did, obviously.
Oh, no, I'm not, actually. I wish I was, because I think it's so cool. I think we talked about this before, where, like, if a girl, especially at a bar, is like, give me a whiskey neat, I'm like, you're so cool.
Like, you assume she rode up on a motorcycle?
Yes. I'm like, you probably just got into a bar fight and fucking you play the drums.
Yeah. Get the ones behind your head. Don't forget.
So I'm always like, can I get a Pinot Grigio?
That's probably ordering like that is probably what's leading people to believe you need a psychic reading. If that's how you really order.
She looks like she's had a hard life.
Yeah. Winter's back. Oh my God. Cheryl says all of Winter's frozen images have been a delight. Agreed. She's that's one of her skills. She's frozen again. So she's gone. Bye. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing.
Oh my gosh. But you have a really good eye for Winter's freezing, because I can't never tell. I'm like, right, Winter?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so back to me.
Michter's whiskey.
Michter's whiskey. So I like whiskey now. I started drinking whiskey because my husband, actually the first time we met, it was at an afternoon barbecue, and he was having whiskey, and I was like, oh, I've never really had whiskey. He's like, would you like to try some of mine?
Ooh.
I know. And I was like, so obviously he's in love with me.
Yeah.
And then it's true, he was. But I tried it, and I was like, it's a very it's like wine. Like, it's a taste. If you don't like it at first, you should still try it again if you want to get into it, because it takes a little bit to kind of get used to it and develop a palate for it. But it's so fun because it's like you can do whiskey tastings and all that stuff. But Michter's is like kind of a whiskey that's nice because it's in the middle. It's not like a super cheap one. It's not a super expensive one. Most bars have it, but it's such a nice end of the night. Pour yourself a little bit of whisk, a little bit of brown booze, and just sip it slowly and enjoy yourselves. We play a little backgammon. We are 80 years old.
Oh, hello, grandparents.
Yeah. Big time. But yeah, it's really good. They have so many different kinds, and their American single barrel is the one that I like the most. But it's cool. It's got a high cool factor if you ask for a Michter's American.
No, I wish that I liked it. You know what it reminds me of? This, and I know they're different, But one time, you know how in college you were always like, you know what? I'm over tequila. I'm going to try a different thing.
Like, like this. You know what? I'm over tequila.
Like, yeah, we got to elevate our palates. Okay. So my friend was like, have you ever tried E&J? Which, do you know what E&J is?
No.
It's like a brandy, but it's like a really nasty brandy. And we were like, okay, this is like our thing now. It's our E&J. So I just remember we were like in Ocean City, Maryland, which that I can go off on Ocean City, Maryland. It's like a trashy little beach town. I love it. In Maryland. And I literally had like 1.5 of these E&J and Coke drinks, and I threw up immediately everywhere, and then just fell asleep. I was like, this sucks.
Anything that makes you throw up immediately is probably something you should keep doing.
You're right. I need to push through. You go
ahead. You're right.
Oh no, I've tried a few times to like it. I went on a date with a guy who like did a whiskey tasting thing, and I was like, I'd rather do wine or mezcal. Mezcal's my jam.
You talked about how you like mezcal on our Wednesday chat, our last Wednesday chat that we did yesterday.
Yeah, mezcal gets foods. Oh, and then Sarah just says, is E&J worse than Malort? I haven't tried Malort, but like my friends say Malort is super, super terrible. So I want to say it's comparable.
Oh, what is Malort? What is it? Malort?
Malort. I feel like it's a Chicago thing. I'm totally making that up, but my friends in Chicago, it was like they had like a Malort night. I never heard
Malort. It just sounds gross. Sarah is from Chicago, I think, though, so that would make sense.
But yeah, yes. And Marcel says E&J is a classic ratchet drink. Well, yeah, it was fucking nasty.
I'm not seeing any of these comments on my side. I'm like half Wynter, half Sophia right now. My comments are frozen. But I'm liking that you can see them and you can fill me in. That's so good.
I'm trying to keep an eye on them as well because we got a lot of fun folk. Oh, it's a Chicago thing. That's what Sarah says. And Mary says, haha, I love Malort. That's what I mean. It's so like, what's the word? Polarizing. Like there's some people, like my friends in Chicago had this big Malort night, but then other people were like, it's disgusting.
Can there please be a better name for this? Malort just sounds like you're just, that's what it lets me know what like kind of night you're gonna have.
Onomatopoeia, is that right? Of like the sound of vomiting.
Yes, exactly.
I'm fine.
Are you okay in there? Knock, 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 knock. Malort. It really is very onomatopoeic. Great word as well.
Yes. Man. Well, I love that you guys know E&J also because my friend tried to convince me it was good. And for some reason, I equate that with all whiskey. I'm like, all whiskey to me sounds like or tastes like E&J.
Well, there's so much different whiskey. And like I also like brandy because it's a little bit sweeter for me. But I became a member of, is she going to come on this time? Is she going to make it?
Oh, Vaseline.
I have a whiskey tasting membership and they send you these like tiny little like tubes of whiskey. Also, P.S. it comes from like a country that I don't even think exists anymore. Like it's like Yugoslavia. You're like, no, that's not a place anymore. But and you don't have to sign for it. It doesn't say it's alcohol in the packaging. I'm like, they're for sure this is not legal. But it comes in these little test tubes, and then they send you like tasting notes, and so it's really fun because you can like have like little conversations. Like, you taste cherries and smoke and fire because that.
I dig that.
Frozen Wynter. Do you know what Malort is? She's totally frozen, 100%. Yeah. I hope that one time she comes on and just goes, and then she's not frozen, and we just to life.
Okay. Cheryl says, have you ever had Fernet Branca? I tried it because of J.D. McPherson's band song. It's nasty like cough syrup. I actually kind of liked Fernet Branca, but it's definitely like a sipper, and it is very, again, another polarizing one. Like it's definitely like you either hate it or you like it. I agree that it has a little bit of like a bitter cough syrupy thing.
Is it the one that tastes like almost like Jägermeister-y?
Kind of. It's not as licoricey, but it has that same kind of like undertone.
Yeah.
Dax says, I'll have some Tuaca, please. What's Tuaca? Do you know?
There's
Dax,
so many drinks.
I know.
Tuaca. Like if that was going to be, so Malort sounds like you're barfing. Tuaca sounds like
fun.
Yeah, like you're like, oh, Tuaca. All right.
Hello, she back.
I'm back.
We'll see. Okay, I'm gonna try to do. I'll do one. If you have, hopefully you're still on when your shout out comes. Unless you want to do yours now. Wait, that'll be.
Can I do mine now since my thing works right now?
I think that we should try that, and we'll just make sure that that's cool with Sammy.
Yeah.
Is it okay if Wynter does?
Nope.
Oh, she's gone.
All right, then I'm gonna go into mine.
Yeah, let's go into yours. Wynter, right. We can wait for yours. Yeah, Wynter, get out of here. Get out of here, Wynter. Go away. What are you doing? Stop.
All right. So my shout out is the HBO show I May Destroy You. You said you haven't seen it yet, right?
I have not seen it yet, but I love, what's her name? Michaela
Cole. I don't know how to pronounce it. But,
I don't know how to pronounce it, yeah.
Okay, so I hadn't seen, or I haven't still seen Chewing Gum yet. And I have it on my list of like things to watch. But after watching I May Destroy You, I'm like, need to watch Chewing Gum like tonight. It's so good. Cheryl says she's laughing so hard right now. I know this Wynter thing is so funny. It's so good because, and I'm sure I'm sure the same themes come up in Chewing Gum, in that she's so honest, but also keeps it funny. Like this whole show is about sexual assault, and she really kind of like approaches it very head on. She really attacks those like gray areas while still keeping it really funny. So I love that. It's so smart. And then the other thing I love about it is she's so honest about like lady stuff. Like there's one, and like TMI, but I don't care because it's cool, you guys. There's one scene where she's drunk and she's like trying to hook up with a guy, and she's on her lady time, and he like takes out a tampon like that she's wearing, and like they show it too, and then a blood clot comes out, and he like messes with it, and I was like, yes, I just love that they talked about that. That shit happens.
Oh my gosh, I'm like, this is the thing. Anything that is like true to life, because I think after giving birth, I'm like, that's all bullshit what they talk about. They're like, I'm like, that ain't how it happens. That's not like, I'm like, it's just so much different. And so anything that's true to life, even if it's like dirty, grimy, gross, taboo, whatever, I'm like all about it, you know?
Yes. And I really don't like how sometimes men especially can talk about like lady comedians, and they're like, oh, I guess she's going to talk about her period. And I'm like, because periods are fucking hilarious and disgusting. And if you had them, you'd be talking about them all the time too. And we barely
know.
And I think it like normalizes it for us, like shit like blood clots. Yeah, that shit's gross. And
it's not like we control. I once saw someone post, and like, why don't they just hold it and you can go to the bathroom with their periods instead of getting these tampons? And I was like, does this man actually think we have some sort of muscle that can hold this in? Just like, we just don't want it. We're just being difficult. Like everywhere.
So dumb. Sarah says she's heard it's awesome, but she hasn't watched it yet. It's so good. Cheryl says, oh my God, probably because we keep talking about blood clots, which understandable.
It's a thing. There's like a lot of male comedians also talk about women's stuff. They'll be like, don't talk about periods. That's so horrible. Then they get up there like, so my girl's having a period. And you're like, really?
Yeah.
Because if you're going to talk about it and it's not even your experience, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about that.
How many times have they talked about like boners and jizzing? Like they're just like, that's like the 90s. The 90s is all about boners.
Forget Full House. It was all boners and jizzing in Sophia's world. Okay? That's all it was.
That was the lesson at the end of every episode.
Boners, jizz, and malort. Okay, that was her childhood. So just deal with it.
Okay, Cheryl says, there's so many posts online showing men who just don't understand how periods work, like adult women. Yes. Oh my God. Wait, it's kind of a tangent, but just shitting on men a little bit. I love men. I'm just like, I think they're hilarious sometimes about men not understanding women. One time I used to have bangs for a very long time. And I was talking to my male friend, and I was like, yeah, I just don't know if I like want the bangs still and da-da-da. Like, I'm so conflicted. And he's like, why don't you just cut them off? I was like,
God, you told me this.
I was like, how do you think that's how hair works? Like, can I just cut it off? It's like a process of growing it out to be the rest of your hair.
I love that. I want to meet that person. Just cut them off and then tuck them in. Just tuck them in. Like, what world do you live in? It's amazing.
But the weirdest thing is I told a different guy friend that, and the guy's like, wait, what's the weird thing? Like, he didn't even call it out. Like, he wasn't even like, that's crazy.
That's like the old adage of like, if you have a hole in your sock, just cut the hole out. Don't mend it. Just cut the hole out. I mean, I don't know if it's an old adage. Maybe it was something I saw in a cartoon as a kid. Okay, stop judging me.
No, I need this receipts here. Okay? You need this.
The receipts are I was 5 and watching like cartoons and I remember things. I love David's Bridal. Okay, I remember all jingles, all commercials, all things.
Kyle doesn't like our period talk. He says, BRB, suddenly feeling hungry, gotta go get a snack. Kyle, you're really gonna miss out on some good food. Okay? We're teaching about bangs and shit.
Kyle's missing out on bangs. Oh my gosh. Okay, Wynter, you're back.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. For now. Okay, should we move on to yours really quickly? Can you very quickly talk about it before you go away?
Before I go away, Betye Saar is an American artist. She works in assemblage and she's amazing. She's 93, will be 94 years old this year. And she just had her first big showings at MoMA in New York and LACMA in LA. Her work is amazing. The picture that's showing is the liberation of Aunt Jemima. You can't see from this picture, it's probably not close enough, but in one hand is a broom, in the other hand is a rifle. And then what looks like an apron under the bottom is a Black Power fist.
Yeah.
Hey.
She's amazing. I encourage everyone to check her out. They did a story on her on CBS this morning. There's also a short film on Vimeo called Betye Saar Taking Care of Business. It's like 8 minutes. It's great. I recommend everyone checking her out. She is truly spectacular and killing it at night.
Oh, that was so close. We almost got through.
I was like, wow, this is like the longest stretch.
I know. I'm going to finish that sentence for her. Killing it at 93 years young. She looks amazing.
She does look amazing.
Not that that's like the most important thing, but.
Wait, did Wynter say that she was an assemblist? That Betty was in? Is that what she?
I think so. I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
I was going to ask. I wonder if it means like you're putting stuff together. Because that looks like a painting from here, but is it maybe it's something? It's not. Is it?
Is that like a collage? I sound so dumb right now.
It's all found work.
She just comes back.
It's all found objects. She goes to garage sales, that kind of stuff. Everything that she does, it's all found objects.
That's cool. That's what I kind of thought. No, I didn't. I was like assemblist. Right.
I love that. That's amazing. I want to look into that work more because we were just talking about how, that's now all of a sudden they're going to change Aunt Jemima as their logo. Like, we think it's time now. We think it's time.
There's so many things like that I'm like, nah. I mean, this should have been changed so long ago.
Yeah. I'm like, yay, but also.
No, totally. There's certain like.
I'm trying to find ways though to like, it's not, I don't want to just always be like, okay, great. But like, I have this feeling of like, if someone, I'm also like this in real life, but during all this time, when people are trying to change their ways because they were ignorant to like their privilege or whatever it is, and then they actually make a change that is genuine and fortified and allied and all these things. And sometimes then people's reaction is, well, you weren't doing this before. And I'm always like, oh, like what to feel? Because yes, they weren't doing it before and it should have happened then. But now if they're having a genuine like moment of shifting, then there's also, I think there needs to be space for encouragement of that and like welcoming of that, because otherwise how do you get more allies, you know?
Yes, I agree that we need to give people space to change, because with change, there's potential for growth and change. And
totally. I'm sort of conflicted though about like, what is the process of that? Because we can't just pretend like everything's fine. Like, oh yeah, and that never happened. All these years of us asking you to change or trying to see us and all this kind of stuff. It's a tough spot. It is a tough one.
Well, I think people need to make amends in a lot of ways, like mezcal.
Yes. What was it? Wait a minute. Yeah, that's what it was. I was like, what was it? What were we talking about? You make amends with people when you're a little bit drunky, tipsy with your mezcal.
Makes me, we'll talk about it a little later, but mezcal, for one of the side effects is that I'm just like, you know what? I need to start calling everybody. Even those friendships that just naturally dissipated, I got to call them, just make sure that we're on good terms.
Got to get them back. I love it. Okay, my next shout out is, obviously during all this time, we're all watching things. We're going back in the catalogs to see things. And I don't really watch tons of stuff because I'm busy all day long with a kiddo, and then at night I'm often working. But then some nights my hubby and I sit down and we watch something together, and we have like our shows that we watch together. And one of the shows that we're watching now is he's rewatching, and I'm watching for the very first time True Blood. Have you watched this?
I watched it. I was like super into it, but I only watched it up to a certain season that I can't remember. But I used to be super into it.
It is. So I watched the first episode and I was like, oh, are you kidding me? This is like so cheesy and so bad. And then we were like, well, we'll watch 2 episodes because it was like movie night, you know? We watched 2 episodes, and after the second one, I was like, well, now I have to watch the next one. What happens to Sookie? Like, I was so into it. It's like a soap opera.
Yeah. Yes. And there are
books, actually. There's a whole book series.
Yeah.
I had no clue. I'm like, here's the thing. My truth is right now, I'm like, are the books any good? Because the TV.
I tried reading them.
No, but they're compelling. I read them all. They're compelling.
That's a great caveat. Like, they're not good, but they are compelling. Yeah. Watch yourself. Watch out. You're going to want to keep reading. Okay.
I watched them all. I'm just telling you, I read every single book.
I tried to because I like the show. I used to like the show, and I just couldn't get into the books. And I like compelling. Like, what's the other one? What's the other one that I'm thinking of?
Oh, wait, no.
No, that one. That's the other one that I was like, the books are trash, but that I was like.
Oh, was it 50 Shades of Grey?
No, it was Twilight.
I mean, 50 Shades of Grey, apparently Twilight and 50 Shades of Grey are basically the same story. They're just one's vampires and werewolves and one's S&M.
Right. But nobody had sex in the Twilight books until people got married.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Oh, more religious. I read the first 50 Shades of Grey book, and I was like, okay. And I get why it became like soccer mom's like soft porn. But then when I like the movie,
No, yeah, the movie was trash.
Bad news. And it just felt like they didn't like each other, and it was like not sexy. I was like, no.
I was really ready to like.
It made so much money though. People loved it. It made so much money.
I don't know if people loved it. I think it made money because people were anticipating it, and they're like this, you know, they're like, I've read all these books. They're like, I'm ready to like husband locked out, just watching this by myself. And then they were like, you know.
You know what? Right. I think it was steamier that I was like, watch this instead was Secretary. Do you guys remember that movie?
Oh, that movie was so good. Right? It was Maggie Gyllenhaal and James Spader, right?
Yep.
Oh,
that's a hot one. They had like chemistry.
It was like
50 Shades.
And I feel like it was like more real to maybe like a sub-dom sort of like, you know, thing going on versus 50 Shades didn't feel at all like they were in a consensual S&M sub-dom anything going on. It just felt like 2 people who you were like, do either of you want to be doing this? Like, it's just...
What was funny is that there's a guy, I don't know if you guys know who he is. His name is Charlie Hunnam, and he was on Sons of Anarchy, I think. And he was originally supposed to be Christian Grey. And I feel like if it had been him, it would have been a different movie.
I feel like they both should have been recast.
Totally.
I didn't see, let me preface this by saying I didn't see any of the movies. I'm just saying that when they said it was going to be him, I was like, I might see it. And then when he dropped out, I was like,
You got to see the movie just so you can get on this no train with us. I'm just telling you.
All right. But there's 3. I only have to watch 1, right?
Yeah, no, you don't have to watch the whole thing. You're going to get it halfway through. I'd be like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But this is a place of positivity, so I don't know why I'm just shitting on stuff.
We're not. We're expressing a preference. That's all we're doing. Expressing a preference.
But True Blood is like, I feel like it's like one of those things that's cheesy and sort of like so bad it's good. The character Lafayette is my spirit animal.
Amazing actor. Right? Nelson is his first name. I'll think of the last name.
But he passed away, and that makes me so sad.
He did. It makes me so sad because he was such a great actor, and I saw him in other stuff, and I was looking forward to what he was going to do.
Yeah,
it made me sad.
So good.
Nelson Ellis, I believe. Nelson Ellis.
It's so good with your memory. It's unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoy True Blood. If anyone hasn't watched it, I highly recommend. It's so fun to watch, and also just the way that Bill says Sookie is just you're like Sookie.
Sookie.
So, you guys know also Snoop Dogg made a rap about Sookie?
What?
No.
He has a whole like fan like rap about Sookie and how she should be with him. It's so funny. It's so ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea. I had no idea.
I don't know if he was a fan, but I watched it and I was like, what is even happening right now?
I was like, who knew that Snoop Dogg was a fan of True Blood? Only goes to show. There you go. You never know.
Yeah.
I was a waitress for many years, and it's just a little sideway. You're used to like waiting on celebs, whatever, all the time in LA. But one time I had to wait on Alexander Skarsgård. Oh. I forgot how to talk. I was like,
no.
Cock-a-clock.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
He was so hot.
Amazing. I too would have been like, what are words?
He is a hottie. Oh, Dynasty just said Nelson. Is that Lafayette's name?
Nelson Ellis. Yeah, Nelson Ellis.
And Cheryl says never read 50 Shades, never will. Secretary was fire. That's what Sarah says. It is. It still holds up.
It was good.
And Sammy says their couple names should be Snoop Key. That's good.
Snoop Key. Snoop Key. I love it.
I love it. Yes. Snoop Key.
All right. For my next shout out, do you feel like we talked about True Blood? I didn't want to
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we've overtalked it. Let's get this on.
Okay, my next shout out. First of all, let me just preface this by saying, his name is Johnny on the sax, and I have a love for the saxophone. Okay, when I was a kid, I really wanted to have a band and be the lead singer / saxophone player.
Like you would sing through your sax as well. Yeah.
First of all, you still can, because I feel like that niche has not been filled yet. Hasn't been filled yet.
Again, but I didn't even think about like how you can't do both.
Love it.
But I really wanted to do that, and none of my friends wanted to do this band with me, so I kind of like let my dreams go. And then I don't know what it was this week that like brought it back to my life. Well, it was mezcal, actually.
COVID mixed with mezcal. That brings back the saxophone into anyone's life.
Mezcal. The next morning, I drank too much mezcal one day, and the next day I woke up and there was a saxophone in my Amazon cart, and I was like, it's still in my pending. But okay, so I want to play a clip from this guy. He's so good. I really got into, I think another reason why I got obsessed recently is I heard this song by The Weeknd, and it was the remix version that he does with Doja Cat. It's called In Your Eyes. And he has a beginning sax that's so 80s that I love so much. And then this guy covers it and does an amazing job. So yeah, play the clip real quick. It's
Yes. It feels very 80s. It feels very Careless Whisper at the very beginning, right?
Yeah. And I love the 80s. Ooh,
also, he is a sexy little drink of agua.
But there's something about like guys who play brass instruments, right?
I dated a sax player before, and that embouchure, my baby, embouchure work for mama.
I have a friend who, I don't know, do you guys know who Chris Bodie is?
No.
Okay, so Chris Bodie is like this famous trumpet player. I have a friend who actually went out with him. I was like, what? You went out with Chris Bodie? He has actually dated, he used to date Katie Couric.
Oh,
that is the weirdest reference
random?
to give us.
Completely random. Completely random.
Correct.
I know.
You know what that means.
Okay, so the comments. Have you heard of Max Squatch? He does shows on Facebook. That's what Cheryl says. No, and now I will.
Why are you yelling at Cheryl, Sophia?
Nice.
Cheryl also says every late 80s, early 90s movie theme song. Exactly.
Right.
Songbird vibes. That's what Marcel says. Exactly.
Right.
Honestly, I also looked up, I Googled, is it hard to learn the saxophone? And Google said
Is it?
Google
I don't think so. Saxophone is one of the easier reeded instruments. Woodwinds, they're called woodwind instruments, to play because it's not like an oboe where you have like a and like all this stuff. You can make a sound on it for sure easily.
Right. I think I'm gonna do it. Between that and my electric drum set, I might get both. This is like
You're gonna be a one-woman band, Sophia, and I can't wait to see it. I can't
Just
wait.
Everybody say.
Oh, I'm so excited for this. Oh my god, I'm so happy that you've been on this whole time.
I know, guys. I don't know what I don't know. The internet gods have smiled on us. Maybe I should go ahead and do my next shout out.
I think so. Please, get it in.
Right, let's do it now. Okay, so there's a man. His name is Emmanuel Acho. You both ladies know how much I love a football transformational story.
Yeah.
So he originally, I know he's first of all gorgeous. He's 29. He played in the NFL from 2012 to 2015. Now he's a sports analyst. He was on ESPN. I believe he's on Fox now. During all of this, everything that's going on, all the everything that's going on with Black Lives Matter and all that, he started on YouTube. YouTube, it's 15 or 20 minutes usually. It's called Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man. And he talks to different people about different issues, about race and that kind of thing. I've really enjoyed it. The one that I just watched was the one he did with Rachel Lindsay, who was the first Black Bachelor, and her husband, and Lindsey Vonn, the skier, with her boyfriend. His name is PK. I apologize for not knowing PK's last name, but I believe he's a football player. But it was about, they're both in interracial relationships, and he talked about how feeling a certain way when she picked someone who is now Black presenting and all of that. And I think it's amazing, especially to have someone be like, okay, you know what? These are the things that people want to talk about. Let's talk about it. So I think it's fascinating. I think it's so cool that he's doing it. And yeah, Emmanuel Acho. It's called Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man.
I love that because I feel like we're all having those if you're a Black person right now, whether you want to or not.
Exactly.
As soon as like all this stuff came out, people are like, how are you doing? I just wanted to let you know. And I was like, no. I'm overwhelmed. I don't need to now also be educating you on how you should be referring to Black people and what's okay and what's not. And I get it. But there's also the Google.
Oh my goodness. I almost got dragged into someone's online conversation with their friends about racism. And I was like, wait, did I comment? Because I was like, did I comment on this? I was like, I'm sure. I was like, in my mind, I was like, I'm sure I didn't. And then I went and he had tagged me and I had to go into his DMs and I had to be like, dude.
People should not tag
I can't. I was like, I recommend the book White Fragility for your friends who don't understand. I can't. I stopped getting in arguments with people on Facebook years ago.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Or even How to Be Anti-Racist, because that one's really good.
Yep. How to Be Anti-Racist, also a good book.
I was going to ask though real quick. Wait, so Conversations with a Black Man, is that on YouTube or what?
It's on YouTube. It's Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man, and it's on YouTube.
Did I say comfortable conversations?
Super comfy conversations.
Yeah.
You look nice. You do too. How's the weather? It's good. Comfortable conversations.
Love that sweater. It's amazing.
Yeah. Can we send him like a joke ad that he can play during his YouTubes that are just comfortable conversations? It'll just
exactly. Guys, let's talk about parsley. Let's talk about it.
Do you have the time? If you don't, that's okay. Okay. You don't owe me anything.
Right.
This is awesome. Okay. So we've got, can I just say also, these are the best shout outs we've ever done. Okay. But this is great. We also have a fabulous mantra guest to bring on.
We do.
In the back, in the green room, if you will. We all know her, I think, but Wynter, why don't you introduce her?
Okay, guys, please give it up for the funny and fabulous. She's a comedian, also the producer of the Ladies Room comedy show, Jen O'Donnell.
Yay!
Yay!
Looking like she's on the cover of a magazine. I know you're pretending to be Frozen and you're not.
How did you know? Is it because I'm a fan? I feel like my hair gave it away. It was like
you look like you're in Mexico on the beach, like an Instagram influencer. What is your life?
This is my kitchen right here. This is my kitchen wall. I recently redid this because oh, you know what? I'll show you. This is the banner on top of my kitchen wall.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What did it say? It said something about COVID. I couldn't see.
Fuck
it
COVID.
said fuck COVID.
Oh, fuck it. Yeah, that's appropriate. That's appropriate.
I have a banner making kit. So you can make the kit say whatever you want. So I switch up the mantra, if you will.
Nice. Loves the bright background.
Yeah, Marcel.
I love the background. I feel like we're on it feels like we should be on some kind of a Nickelodeon show, right?
It does and I'll plug this pillow. My friend Jessica O'Malley made it. She has an Etsy shop.
Yeah. Nicely done, Jessica O'Malley.
You gotta support the lumbar. You gotta support the lumbar. So
that's right.
I'll do it.
Nice.
Jen, we all know and love you. And you do so much in the comedy community for comedy in general, but specifically for women who are in comedy that not only get to come and perform stand-up on your show, but then you interview them in such a fun fashion. It's always a packed house. It's always great. When it comes back into being in real life, it's at the West Side Comedy Theater.
Yes.
And you still are doing an online one though, right? Because I've done your online.
Yes. So it's the show that I produce and host that all of you have done. And all of you, I've done the show, I think probably multiple times because when this show was announced, I was like, these are some of my favorite like friends and comedians in Los Angeles, like no joke. So yeah, all of you, big fans. We're just all fans of each other.
We're just shouting out each other right now.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. What I realized, I told Aisha, I was like, Aisha, we met at that ladies' room show. That's where I met you.
And that's also where I met Sophia.
Yeah.
And you brought this together.
We brought it together.
You did this, Jen. You did this.
I mean, truly, that's the goal of the ladies' room show. Is like the entire idea is to bring, communities together, but specifically like disconnected communities. And that includes the comedians on the show, and it includes the women the women who come to watch the show, right? So we've had shows where there was literally a bachelorette party in the front row, and then behind them was a group of women who were all in their 70s called the Old Vaginas Club. And
nice.
How does one get into that club? Is I'm just wanting to know for future.
I feel like there's probably. I hope there's not like a like a medical examination first, but
not old enough. Get out of here.
But yeah, I hope that it's that, right? It's a place where you can meet people who you have things in common with, or you don't have things in common with. But what you are doing at that show is having fun and realizing that as women, even if we're very different, there's so much power in realizing that our experience is universal AF. So yeah, that is like probably the best thing that I've heard in 4 months. So thank you.
Jen, my dream for the ladies' room show is that that once we can, be in the world with people again, is that you take that show on the road with a bunch of women, and we get women in the city, different cities, and I think women would rally around it. I think we can make a bunch of money, and then we could call the shots and do what we want.
No, I totally agree. So here's the first 4 women of the show.
Look at us.
Yay.
We're going to have like a bus, like Spice World.
Yes. Oh my gosh, guys, a bus. I want a bus so bad.
I call Scary Spice. Sorry, Wynter. Bye. Well, we're super excited to have you on here to give us some beautiful mantra, words of wisdom, positivity, fabulousness. What do you have for us? Oh,
I love it. Well, as you know, and I'm sure we'll talk about it, but my charity has to do with books. So I thought what I would do is I would read some mantras from some books.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, they're literally sentences. Don't worry, everybody. It's not nap time. Okay.
What your charity is before we move on, so we know.
Oh yeah. So my charity is it's the Library Foundation, which you can donate to. I volunteer for my local branch, my local library branch. And, you know, basically we fundraise so that the library itself can have like some like liquid cash, you know. They do programs online during the quarantine. Right now, the LA Public Library has like a library to go program. So you can literally order books online and then go pick them up like in a paper bag outside the library. And then online, you can literally like their ebook selection, their audiobook selection. They just got rid of all wait times for all social justice books, which I know you guys were just talking about. So like all the ones that are really popular right now that like are hard to get shipped on Amazon, you can literally right now for free download, say you don't even have like a library card, you can literally get a library card and be reading audiobooks or listening or reading ebooks or listening to audiobooks like in 5 minutes. So
awesome.
I just love the library, guys. I just do. I'm just a big library nerd.
You're good with the people in here. I just became a library person. These two have always been. So there's a lot of good things.
In high school, I would go to the library and I'd call it the world of knowledge. I was like, I'm going to go to the world of knowledge today.
I've been going to the library since I was like 4 years old. I have 3 library cards for 3 different library systems in California.
Wow.
They're all under different names.
Yeah. I have a library scam going, guys. Library scam.
Let's get
They got rid of overdue fees. They got rid of them.
Oh, amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm a library felon basically because now I do forget to return my books. I will just tell you that. But Sophia, I feel like you're like a Belle of Disney princesses for sure.
That is the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Yeah, I get that. I get the sense that you're a Belle. Wynter, when you were talking about reading, what was the series? The
Children of Virtue, 50 Shades. True Blood.
Yeah, when you were like, I forget exactly the word you used, but you were like, they're not good, but they're compelling. I was like, I understand that very, very well. Like, I will read a compelling book, no problem. It will be good.
I wanted to know what happened to Suki. I was like, but then what happened? Like, at the end of every book, I was like, I got to read the next one because I don't know what happened. Does she become a vampire? I don't know. I need to know.
All right, let's hear your mantras, Jen. Let's hear your mantras.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, so, so this is like a mantra exercise from this book called The Heroine's Journey. You know, it's like the hero's journey, but for women. So this is like an exercise that I do that I thought I would share with you guys because I feel like you're also accomplished women. All of you are like smart, accomplished women, and sometimes you just never feel like anything you're doing is enough. Yep. So there's a simple exercise to silence the inner tyrant and to train the heroine in the art of satisfaction. So you divide a piece of paper in 3 columns. In the first column, you write something that you've done today. It could be, I weeded the garden. It could be, I drank 4 cups of coffee, which I did. In the next column, write, I am satisfied. And then in the next column, write, and that's enough.
Ooh. Yes.
And after you do it enough, you'll realize how much you're actually doing and how many of the things that like you are doing that you don't even realize have impact that like you might not, get the results that minute or that day or that week or that month. But it's a good exercise, I feel like, in sort of reminding yourself all of the things that you are doing. And then also once you look at your list, you're like, oh, maybe I should eat a vegetable or something.
4 cups of coffee and a carrot. And you're like, perfect.
So I feel like that's a good little exercise.
Yeah, that's great.
I also love to cook, so I brought my Julia Child's Mastering the Art of French Cooking. These are the things that I have either done or want to do. Thank you for doing a chef's kiss. But what I love about this book is that it says the most important ingredient you can bring to anything is love.
Yes. Did you ever see some people who keep a container by their spices in their kitchen and then they like open it and they sprinkle nothing on the dish at the end?
But I will do that like, as soon as I get off this call.
I know.
I never put love into my food. I'm just like, oh, it's fine. Yesterday for dinner, I had rice cakes with almond butter. Good night.
Sophia, you live in an enchanted castle with people with clocks that make your food for you.
That's true.
Nice.
I live in an enchanted condo with a husband who makes most of the food.
Oh, that's right, because he cooks. I forgot.
He does cook, yeah. I cook too, but he's like the kind of person who, like, if I wasn't here, he would make the same food like all the time. So he has like a whole like systematic everything. And I'm always like, oh my God, we don't have turmeric? I need to get turmeric. Like, that's my cooking style. So he's more like, he gets shit done, you know?
Oh God.
Yeah. So Josh is handling it as far as the cooking goes. He's handling his business.
Well, not all of it. Like I will be like, I'm trying 7 new recipes this week. But it's like, you know, when we have like 10 minutes to like get dinner done, Josh is the one who can do that. I'm the one who's like, I need like an hour and a half of prep. Just
right.
I get so hangry. Like I don't know that I'm hungry. All I know is that like I'm going to possibly die in the next 2 minutes.
There's no way
to like hungry down. Yeah, like my ears will like start ringing, and I'll be like, "It's bad. It's bad."
I don't know if I was there. It just looked like you turned more beautiful. You're like,
I know.
Well, thank you, Jen, so much for being on the show and for giving us such lovely mantras. We so appreciate it.
This was so fun. It's like I was looking forward to it all week, and again, you're my favorite people. So. Everybody,
you're one of our
have you at their disposal.
Yeah.
We love you so much. And guys, please follow Jen at JenOdd1 and be sure to donate to the Library Foundation of LA if you can.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
And
bye, Jen. Thank you.
Thanks, Jen.
Bye, ladies. Thanks again.
Bye.
So great.
Model. What a model. All right. Now is the moment of truth, where we give away a prize.
Oh, what's the prize? Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. I was gonna echo a voice, and then I was like, wait, I have 2 people here with me. Today's prize is that I make you a mixtape. Now, the rules for the mixtape, not rules, but just give me a word. Just give me a word that you want, and I will make the mixtape based on this word. I will either do it in a CD form or a USB. I'm assuming you guys don't have CDs. And the first person I want is the person that we feel, I think we should give 2 away like we did last time.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
So last time we gave it away to the people who engaged the most. Maybe we can give 1 away to the person who engaged the most. And then people who want this prize, trust me, it's a good prize, can post in the comments what the word is that they want you to make it by, and you can choose which word you want to make it from.
Okay, let's do that. So we'll do a little bit of both. If we find out who's been, and then I'm just going to read some of these PS from before. Cheryl says she bought, I think she said she bought the first ticket to something.
Oh, to the ladies' room / SOS.
Oh, right. Yes. And then Sarah says libraries are great. She also has access to Canopy, which is also great. Canopy is like, it's like an app from that you can access with your library card, and you can get, there's like a bunch of cool like perks you get with it. Like I think you can like watch some shows and like listen, download music, something like that. I can't really. And yes, Cheryl says I ate a lot of chocolate. I am satisfied, but that's enough. All right. Well, nobody's posting about their words, so I guess nobody wants a mixed CD.
Somebody wants a mixed CD.
I feel like everyone wants the mixed CD. I'll just tell you that right now.
For sure.
Or a mixed, USB, whatever. Okay, well then we're just gonna give it to people.
Oh yeah, there's 2 that Sean and Sammy are behind the scenes doing such good work. Sean has tallied up who has contributed the most, and there are 2 top names. And those names, drum roll, please. Cheryl and Sarah.
Yay!
Cheryl and Sarah.
So Cheryl, if you do want a mixed CD from me, just email the box office at dynastytypewriter.com. Give your home address and your word. Such a difficult thing. You know what? If it's not a word, just give me like a phrase or even like a genre that you want it to be, and I'll work off that.
Some are just coming through now. Sarah, who is one of the winners, said serendipity. Marcel Williams, who also didn't win last week, but he's coming back. He's the best, and I love him. His word or phrase was back rubs and chill.
We love back rubs and chill, though.
What's up, Marcel? Thanks, Marcel.
So good. Amazing. Okay, cool. So thank you, Sarah and Cheryl. You are the winners this week of Sophia's amazing, amazing prize. Thank you, everybody, for contributing, for engaging. The more you engage, the more you contribute, the more you come back, the more prizes, the more fun, the more joy you have. It's great. That brings us to the end, though, of another amazing shout out show. Make sure, though, that you stay tuned to the very end, because all of the shout outs that we have done today will be listed in cards. So you can take screenshots and make sure that you check out all of those things. Have yourself a whiskey. Look at a nice assemblage. Go and listen to some saxophone. Just, I'm just giving a little summary of what's happening here. We want to give a huge thank you again, always, to the Dynasty Typewriter team, everybody from top to bottom who is so amazing there. And also thank all of you so much for joining us. We are here every Thursday at 5 p.m. PST to give shout outs for approximately 1 hour with a wonderful mantra guest every single week. So please join us every week. We will be here, and we love you so much.
And also just a quick little shout out. Wynter was actually featured on the Hoo Ha Ha comedians. What do they call it? The comedy show. Comedy call outs. They do this quarterly for just certain comedians that they feel are doing really well right now. And Wynter's on the list. So you can check that out at hoohaha.com. Congratulations, Wynter.
Thank you. Thank you. I also wanted to shout out Aisha. Her comedy album, All the Parts, is coming out on All Things Comedy on their network. Guys, it's going to be amazing. I've listened to it. It's so good. I can't wait to see it. Yay, Aisha.
You've heard the audio. Now get the video. That's what's coming out.
The video.
I was supposed to be the one who remembered to do all this. Totally forgot. And big shout out. Everybody knows how much I love a birthday, and everybody knows how much we all love Sophia. And it's Sophia's birthday on Monday, July 20th. Go and check out. She's going to be having a fabulous birthday party show, 7 p.m. on Monday the 20th. It's a variety show. So there's going to be comedy. There's going to be games. There's going to be drag. There's going to be all kinds of fun and prizes games. I don't know. All of that stuff, I think you posted. Games. So check that out, 7 p.m., the variety show for Sophia's birthday party. Is that on Instagram Live?
It's on Instagram, my Instagram Live. So you can just go at Sophia Zolan, and it's going to be on Instagram Live on Monday.
Your Instagram is on your, yay, happy birthday, Sophia, is on.
Happy birthday, Sophia.
Look on there. It's her right underneath you. Sophia Zolan line at Sophia Zolan.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I've been Sophia Zolan.
I've been Wynter Spears.
I've been Aisha Alfa, and you've all been wonderful. Remember, if you keep a green branch in your heart, perhaps a singing bird will come. We love you. We'll see you next week. Bye. Bye.